History is not just found in books or behind glass cases. Sometimes it walks the halls, it breathes in the cold spots of a room. This is certainly true of the Peterborough Museum. Standing proudly on Priestgate since 1816, this building has seen more than its fair share of life and, as many believe, death. It began its life as a grand private home, the mansion of the wealthy Thorpe family. Over the next century, it witnessed births, marriages, and the inevitable sorrows that accompany any family saga. In 1931, it was transformed into the city's infirmary, a place of healing but also of pain and final goodbyes. This layered history has seeped into the very fabric of the building, creating a unique atmosphere that is both fascinating and, for some, deeply unsettling. Every historic building has its creaks and groans, but at the Peterborough Museum the sounds are different. They speak of footsteps echoing in empty corridors, of hushed whispers when no one is there, and of doors that seem to open and close on their own accord. The museum doesn't just display history, it seems to live it, replaying moments from its past for those who are patient or perhaps just unlucky enough to witness them. It is in these quiet hours, after the last visitor has departed, that the museum's other residents are said to make their presence known, turning this place of learning into one of England's most reputedly haunted locations. Perhaps the most famous of all the museum's spectral inhabitants is the enigmatic figure known as the Grey Lady. She is believed to be the spirit of a young woman from the Thorpe family who once owned the mansion. The legend tells a tragic tale of forbidden love. The young lady fell for a man deemed unsuitable by her stern father. Heartbroken and trapped by the rigid social conventions of her time, her story ends in sorrow. Her presence is most frequently reported on the museum's main staircase. Countless visitors have described a sudden bone-chilling drop in temperature, often followed by the distinct aroma of lavender or old-fashioned perfume, hanging in the air with no discernible source. One security guard, doing his rounds late one night, reported feeling an icy hand brush against his own as he held the banister. He turned to find no one there, but the scent of lavender was so overpowering it made him recoil. Those who have seen her describe a translucent figure of a woman, a shimmering figure in a long grey dress, slowly descending the stairs. Her face is often obscured, a blur of sorrowful features. One evening, a staff member was locking up and saw what she thought was a colleague standing at the top of the stairs. She called out, but the figure simply turned and glided away, vanishing into the wall of the upper landing. The staff member was left trembling, the image of the silent grey figure seared into her memory. She knew then that she was not alone in the building. The Grey Lady walks her lonely path on the staircase, forever caught in a loop of memory and regret. The history of Peterborough stretches back much further than the 19th century mansion. The city, originally named 𝘗𝘢𝘗𝘗𝘁, was an important Roman settlement. It is therefore not surprising that one of the museum's most persistent ghosts is said to be that of a Roman soldier. His story is tied to the museum's cellar, a dark subterranean space where the paranormal activity is often at its most intense. Witnesses describe the figure of a man dressed in what appears to be a Roman legionary's uniform, complete with helmet and sandals. He's often seen pacing back and forth as if standing guard or searching for something he can never find. A local paranormal investigation group captured an audio recording of what sounds like the rhythmic marching of hobnailed boots on stone floor. Even though everyone present was standing perfectly still, the sound passed by their location and faded into darkness. From objects moving on their own to disembodied voices, the building feels like it's in constant supernatural activity. Visitors watched a small ceramic doll in the children's toy exhibit slowly turn its head to face them. As one witness said, it was a slow, deliberate movement. It just turned. Staff working alone after hours often hear their names called by unfamiliar voices, faint cries, whispers, the sound of a baby crying, all heard from the room that once served as the infirmary's maternity ward. One volunteer clearly heard a man's voice say, "Get out!" The voice was so aggressive she fled. A security sweep found nothing. These whispers from the walls are the collective voice of the museum's past. The enduring popularity of the ghost stories at Peterborough Museum speaks to a fundamental human fascination with the unknown. In our modern scientific world, places like this offer a thrilling glimpse into a world that defies easy answers. They allow us to wonder, to speculate, and to feel a sense of awe and fear often missing from our daily lives. The ghosts are more than scary stories. They are a direct, tangible link to the past, making history feel immediate, personal, alive. The museum's ghost hunts and late-night tours are consistently sold out, proving the desire to experience the supernatural is as strong as ever. For many, walking through those dark hallways at night is a rite of passage, a test of courage, a chance to step into a story. Whether they experience anything or not, they leave with a memory and become part of the museum's ongoing legend themselves. The appeal lies in the questions they force us to confront. They make us think about our own mortality and what might come after. Do our emotions, our tragedies, and our joys leave an imprint on the places we inhabit? Could a part of us remain long after we are gone? The Grey Lady, the Roman soldier, and the countless whispers are symbols of memory, loss, and the incredible resilience of the human story. The Peterborough Museum stands as a guardian of history, not just in its artifacts, but in its very atmosphere. The stories ensure that people from its past are never truly forgotten. They are remembered not as names on a plaque, but as active, if ethereal, residents. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, they ensure we continue to listen closely to the whispers from the past, hoping, and perhaps fearing, that we might just hear a reply from the other side.